Hello and welcome everybody to a Deadlock shoutcast. This is a game that should be around Eternus level. And if you're wondering how I know it should be around Eternus level, it's because I recognize a few names that are here when I went to click on it. And it was just getting started, which is really nice. So we should be able to get, hopefully, a full-on game to take a peek at. Now, one thing we can't really analyze too much about pub games like this is the hero composition. And that's simply because there's no draft in the game right now. There's nothing but random setups for that kind of thing. But we can at least take a look at the individual lanes and everything. By the way, 2B here is Yamato. I just prefer 2B as the skin because I like hot women. I mean, who doesn't? Except gay men, I guess? Anyway, we will take a peek at this Eternus level match, or at least close to Eternus, I would hope, and see how things go. Let's take a peek at our lanes right now. If we take a look at this lane, we have 2B and Abrams working together against the likes of this Eternus, taking a huge melee, being chased down by the Abrams, and will have his advance stopped by the Paradox. But if you take a look at Eternus, he is hurting.
Good job.
Double-digit HP right now after that. That is a rough spot for them in the beginning here, and Abrams diving deep past the tower, chasing down the Eternus. 20 HP, but it doesn't look like he's going to get him. Abrams will have to back up, but that Eternus is going to have to go home more than likely.
They gotta be
he has
somewhere.
no money and no health. If he stays here, it is what I would call a bad idea. In fact, taking a death might even be a preferable situation here than sitting back here and doing nothing for an extended period of time. This is a huge mistake on Eternus's part, in my personal opinion, because this is going to make life even harder for the Paradox, who now has to handle two heroes at the same time instead of just one. And while the Abrams does take a fair bit of damage there, it looks like he might be able to get out. No! Paradox is going to hit him with the light melee and get that first blood. Will lose her life for it, but really well played by the Paradox to chase him down. Abrams getting a little bit too deep for his own good. And this is only one lane that we've taken a look at. This is just the most action-packed lane so far. Let's take a quick little peek at what the other ones look like while we're here, right? We've got Wraith and Mirage over here on the left lane against Shiv and Lash. So, Mirage is an incredibly strong early game hero, that's for sure. His laning phase is honestly possibly one of the best out there in the hands of a good player.
The Scarabs will deal with them.
But Wraith, on the other hand, her laning phase is not particularly strong, so her ability to contribute to the lane is going to be a lot less. Meanwhile, we've got Lash and Shiv here. Shiv, everyone that has been playing on this particular patch knows that he is an absolute monster right now, and he can be very difficult to make things work. Abrams died in the meantime. I'm sorry, I missed that. And Lash, on the other hand, can bring a bunch of burst damage to the lane in order to follow up with Shiv. Which means that I do think that the Lash and Shiv lane have a lot of potential to get kills against the Mirage and Wraith lane because of that burst damage that they can put out. I mean, look at that. Mirage already down to half HP. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we have Haze and we have a Vindicta working together against a Kelvin and a Bebop. Kelvin and Bebop should easily handle this lane. And look at that grab by the Bebop. A knockback onto this obviously dead Vindicta. Down she goes. Like I was just trying to say, Bebop is an incredible laner, and hitting just a single hook can win the lane. We've got Mirage getting pretty darn low right now, screaming his head off as he is barely able to keep himself alive from the combination of the Shiv and the Lash. Oh, wait a second. Lash diving in. Tornado by the Mirage, getting himself back, but he eats the charge and the knife from the Shiv, and he's taken down by one more buckshot. Down he goes. deep dive from the Shiv and the Lash, but that's why I said they've got a lot of potential for kills with their burst damage and mobility. Let's take a peek back at that right side lane, and the big winners seem to be the Yamato and the Paradox. Wait a second, Yamato diving deep with her ultimate, flies on by, does hit her 3, but Paradox jumping all over the place, hits her ultimate. Yamato still in range for the tower, but Abrams juggling that aggro and preventing it from attacking the Yamato. Able to make sure Yamato doesn't take extra tower damage, helping his lane partner get back to a safe position after they killed that Eternus and dove just a little deep onto the Paradox, but hey, pressure is pressure, right? Tower dives are kind of safe in this particular game. Bridge buffs have spawned, and it looks like Eternus is going to be taking the right side buff. Well, the left side buff, I believe, was taken by Shiv. Let's take a peek. Yes, he does have a casting buff, which means he's going to get real aggressive. And there's the execute onto the Wraith. Getting real aggressive with the casting buff is exactly what I was expecting to see, and it pays off. Not too surprising with how strong Shiv can be in the early game. And how weak the Wraith can be in the early game. I mean, what are you going to do when Shiv just runs at you? He does take a little bit of poke from that Mirage, but look at this tower, or this Guardian, I guess I should say, already down to about 10% HP. It is pretty darn close to being taken down. Shiv takes a bunch of damage, but he will be fine, of course. He is Shiv. Meanwhile, on the right side, we saw Abrams apparently being taken down. We've got Haze being sent back to base by the Bebop Kelvin lane. Bebop does not hit the hook this time onto the Vindicta, and Bebop Kelvin are also pressuring the hell out of their tower, taking it down to about 20%. This push may be the first Guardian to go down. I'm sorry if I say tower a lot. I played a lot of Dota in the past. They call them towers over there. Oh, we see Lash has his ultimate. Not quite going to pop it, though. I saw him jumping around on the minimap. I thought he was going for it. Abrams taking a bit of damage from the Paradox. Here comes a potential charge in from the Eternus, and Abrams mistiming. Actually, not mistiming. He hasn't leveled up his shoulder charge at all, so making the mistake of going for a heavy melee, gets himself parried. Rebuttal with a massive heal onto the Yamato, and this is going to be a huge turnaround. Eternus down to about 10% HP. Will he be taken down? Yamato back to full HP, and Eternus goes down. Rotation over from the Kelvin after taking that Guardian proves to be incredibly effective. And a massive rebuttal parry from the Yamato, keeping herself alive in that dire situation. Super well played there. Bebop being taken very low, might go down, gets the bomb off. Haze will be able to finish him off with a couple more bullets, but she is quite low now. Kelvin is right here. He didn't go anywhere, Haze. Down she goes. What should have happened there is Vindicta hopping in and parrying the Guardian for her so she could get out safely, but instead it was just another kill. So far we've got a relatively even game, back and forth on both sides. Mirage goes down once more. I'm sorry I missed that particular kill. But, I mean, it's a Shiv and a Lash. They can burst a lot of damage and just bring someone 100 to 0 pretty quickly. Lash still hasn't used the Death Slam yet. It is kind of hard to use it onto his lane opponents. Mirage and Wraith both have ways to either prevent it with the Wraith ultimate or just get out of it with the Tornado or the Project Mind. Uh-oh, we've got a bit of a battle going over onto the mid lane. Dive in, and the Kelvin will be taken down. Grab from the Bebop. Mistime on the parry, so he does eat more Guardian damage, but this Bebop is not going to have an easy time getting away. He's been taken pretty darn low and chased down by the Vindicta. That rotation from the Infernus over to the mid lane paying off with a double kill in favor of the blue team. And now they have themselves a tidy little 6k lead when the game was pretty darn even right before that. Here is the Abrams and the Yamato getting involved into a fight. A chase down toward the Infernus by the Yamato, and Infernus should go down here. There he goes, taken down by the Abrams, and a Kelvin chase down onto the Vindicta. Couple kills back their way, and right there, we are back to a pretty much even game. Bebop trying to chase down this Paradox after she takes down the Guardian, and with the help of Yamato, they will kill her quite easily. Let's take a peek. The only Guardian left up in the game, about to be taken down by the Mirage, and the game still pretty darn even. Wait, is he going in on Shiv? Here comes an ultimate from the Wraith onto the Shiv. Let's see if Shiv can get himself to a safe place. No. It's just barely gonna keep himself. No, he's going down, definitely. Oh my god, single-digit HP. I can't believe he lived. Oh, that just feels bad. And Mirage taken down, and on the opposite side of the map, Yamato taken down. Shiv gets away with murder by living there. That is... Oh, that's unfair. That just feels bad. Ooh, I'm sorry I missed the other kills. I was waiting for Shiv to drop dead. I was so positive of it, but it is Shiv, so, I mean, what did I expect? Damage deference is a very strong mechanic, that's for sure. Okay, we have a running of the urn by Paradox right now. Blue team is setting up 5 heroes on the right. Nobody from the Amber team coming over. I think this is pretty free.
This should do some work.
And that's going to give them a nice little early lead. 5k lead in their favor right now. We've got 3 heroes pushing onto this Walker. The Kelvin Dome preventing the running away of this Infernus, and he will go down. 3 heroes still here to push this Walker. Teleport comes in from the Vindicta and the Haste to try and stop it. Here comes Lash from on high. Will the Lash get a good position for an ultimate? No. Waste of the ultimate. A dodge by the Paradox. Oh, I'm sorry. The Paradox actually messed that up for Lash a little bit. A dodge by the Paradox for the enemy. But the Wraith will still get chased down at the end of the day.
You're welcome.
Uh-oh, a chase down onto the Shiv again, but Shiv finally going to be taken down, but it will be at the cost of this Kelvin for sure. There's no way he gets out of here, does he? Wait a second, Abrams helping him. Here comes an ultimate from the Haze. Haze trying her best. She does get a parry off onto the Abrams, but the chase down from the Yamato onto her, and down goes the Haze, and all of a sudden... The Amber team comes up winning left and right here. And oh my god, is this a gun Yamato? This is a gun Yamato. Well, I guess we'll see how well this works out. I haven't seen very many gun Yamatos, to be honest with you, but hey, maybe it'll work. She's already maxed out the Flying Strike here for the extra weapon damage. She's, looks like maxing out her ultimate next for that extra 3-second duration in the bullet resist. 1 point for the fire rate was a guarantee, but we'll see exactly how these levels go. I'm actually very interested in seeing how well a gun Yamato is going to work in the current patch. She hears Lash doing Lash things over here, and she's just going to take that last hit of that and try to get herself out, but she gets tethered by the Vindicta. Vindicta does not hit the ultimate, but she will get taken down by the ground strike of the Lash. Good 600 plus damage there on that ground strike. He must have had some height to him.
Let's push York.
We see things on the right. Once more, the Kelvin Dome onto an Infernus. The Infernus will be taken down inside of that Kelvin Dome. Will the Paradox be taken down as well? Here comes an Abrams ultimate, dropping in 3 heroes. Paradox is obviously not getting out, but on the opposite end of the map, Tornado comes out from the Mirage, but down he goes. That was a lot of damage. That's Lash for you. That's his job. Well, here comes Yamato chasing down onto the Vindicta. The Vindicta does tether her. A massive ground strike from the Lash. Here comes a follow-up of the Yamato with her ultimate activated. She does take a little bit of extra damage from the Shiv, and she's backing out. Takes a ultimate strike from the Vindicta, and a follow-up from the Lash will take her down. And the Abrams as well on the opposite end of the map. Mirage looks like he helped, but unfortunately it doesn't look like he's going to have the easiest time. A lot of damage coming in onto both of the Infernus and the Haze, but Haze is really stacking up that fixation. He's burning from the Infernus, the chase down from the Haze, and it looks like the Mirage is going to be taken down eventually. Kelvin Dome traps them there, but Haze continues healing from that bullet lifesteal. Is she going to be able to survive? Yes, she is. And just for good measure, she really wants to make sure that Kelvin is dead. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the map, the Amber team is trying their best to keep them from pushing. Phantom Strike from the Abrams. He will get parried right after that, and we'll see. Can Vindicta get herself out? She used... Uh-oh, Abrams right behind her. She is going to get the casting buff, but another punch to the back of the head by the Abrams. Will she be able to get herself out of this? 100 HP. Here comes Yamato. There's no way she gets out of here, right? Okay, down she goes. Yamato chases her down. Lash unable to help them. We haven't taken a look at Bebop for a while. He hasn't seemed to have done much. Only 18 stacks on the Sticky Bomb. He has been very quiet recently. Hard to say whether he is going to be able to get a lot more done, but wait. That looks like a pretty dead Infernus. All I had to do was say that Bebop has been having a bit of a quiet game, and all of a sudden he wants to prove me wrong. We've got the Paradox running the urn far away from the enemy's side. Turns out that she grabbed the urn just a little early, and so the urn is in a favorable position for them. A hook comes out from the Bebop. Doesn't look like it connected, though. Paradox chase down onto the Bebop, throws the wall and the ultimate, but does not get to hit it through the veil. Yamato following all the way. I don't know about this. That seems a little deep. She is going to back off, but she's getting chased. Ground strike from the Lash, not going to hit anyone. He does have the ultimate about to come up. He is popping the ultimate, grabbing the Bebop, grabbing the Kelvin, throwing them into the Infernus ultimate, but Infernus not positioned perfectly. They get around the corner, and nothing's going to come of it. Oh, a grab by the Bebop. The Infernus once more exploding, and down he goes. Shiv on the opposite end of the map going down. Will the Lash be able to take anyone else down? He put a bunch of damage onto the Kelvin and the Bebop, but he is not able to finish anyone off right now.
Let's push Broadway.
It is like a never-ending fight here in the mid lane. A chase down by the Vindicta. Massive burst damage onto this Kelvin. It looks like he's likely to go down. Yes, he will. A light melee from the Lash finishes him off. Here comes Mirage. Bang, bang, bang. Toxic bullets. Lots of damage already. Jeez, half his health almost. From just a couple bullets, but Mirage taken down in a mere matter of seconds there. Oh my god. At the very least, the Amber team are able to get themselves a walker. Here comes the Lash trying to chase down, and the smart thing to do when Lash is chasing you is to do exactly this. Dive into the sewers. Do not let him chase you from the rooftops where he can drop in for a massive nuke on your head. And we have Infernus grabbing the urn, but the urn is on the enemy team's side because, well, it was grabbed early last time. And it has not naturally respawned into a new location yet. That won't be until the 20-minute mark. Oh, we've got a bit of a situation over here. Ultimate comes out from Yamato. Punches coming in from the Shiv. The Kelvin Dome does still exist, but he chooses not to pop it. Yamato chases down the Lash in the meantime. Chase it down, going on to Shiv. They're jumping up, climbing up, dropping down, climbing up, and dropping down over and over again. Wraith has, in the meantime, snuck her way over to the urn, gets grabbed by the Paradox, though. Still holding on to the urn. Abrams running interference. Paradox pulling off some damage. Wraith drops the urn, tries to get a kill onto the Paradox, and it looks like the chase down will be good.
Took out Paradox.
Shiv possibly getting chased down over here. The Amber team, while they were behind a little bit earlier, are making a comeback right now. They've got the urn onto the safe side, and they are going to take a mighty lead off of this urn. That earlier grab at the urn before it was ready to be even really biting the Sapphire team in the butt there. And it winds up being a massive win for the Amber team after they take a good team fight for themselves. Things have calmed down a little bit. Taking a look at the Yamato build, she has picked herself up a Fury Trance, and oh my god, that attack speed. Yep, and that's without the burst fire buff from shooting an enemy hero either. That's a lot of attack speed. That's pretty scary. And that's also without the fire rate buff of Shadow Transformation. This Yamato is going to be attacking at hyper light speed. Oh, look at her go! Jeez! Alright, well it looks like Yamato is feeling pretty good about her particular build. Let's take a look at Abrams. I assume he's going punch build. He is going punch build. More gun build. He's got the punch items, but he hasn't upgraded them, aside from Spirit Snatch, which helps greatly with both Cold Front and his Siphon Life. We've got Paradox being taken down on the opposite side. She was put into a Kelvin Dome, it would seem, and there's no way getting out of there for the Paradox. We do have an urn being run by the Vindicta. Ultimate coming in from the Eternus to secure it. A big jump in from the Yamato. Let's take a peek at just how strong Yamato can be with this gun build. Never mind. They all run away as fast as they can. They got the urn, they got out. You know what? Makes sense to me. Abrams taking a little bit of damage, but he's pretty tanky right now, so he'll be perfectly fine. Another drop in from the Lash, but nothing gonna come of it, really. We got the ultimate coming out from the Yamato. Will there be a dive onto the Walker? Not quite. Ultimate comes out from the Lash. That will not grab Yamato. She's just going to take the Walker down at light speed. A chase in from the Abrams onto everyone, and that is a little too deep. He gets sucked in by the Paradox to his own death. Tornado hits onto the Shiv, sitting up on top of here, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do too much from up there. Chase down onto the Kelvin right now. Kelvin playing Ring Around the Rosie, does get himself to a safe position, puts himself into the Dome. We've got a kill from the Wraith onto the Haze. A chase down onto the Wraith, though. She does go down to the Vindicta. And it looks like they might be able to disengage from each other. The Vindicta looking to get a grab. She does get a grab onto the Mirage. Grab onto the Paradox by the Bebop. Paradox ultimate comes down. Vindicta does not land the sniper shot. Paradox gets out on a sliver of HP. And it looks like Shiv should die here. There he goes. Meanwhile, Bebop gonna be chased down. He is next on the list. Everybody dying piecemeal in this situation.
Let's go mid.
Looks like Sapphire team comes out ahead at the end of the day. 4 heroes down on the Amber team, and they will jump into the mid boss, but they know that Abrams is in the area. Abrams will take down the Paradox. He is fighting for his life to slow down that boss. Dives on in. Will he hit another punch? Just a light melee, not going to give him too much health back. They will take him down, and these heroes will begin mid-boss, but it's questionable if they can do it. Wraith and Kelvin are still in the area. Wraith actually taking incredible amounts of damage. She cards her way out of there as best she can. In the Kelvin Dome, trying to keep herself alive. Ultimate comes down onto the Eternus, but he will take the Wraith down. The ultimate, or the Tornado even, from the Mirage comes out, lifting 2 people, but he'll be taken down as well. Kelvin is going to be chased down at the end of the day as well. And the Amber team, in their attempt to stop the mid-boss, they slow it down, but they just walk one by one into the meat grinder. Finally, a kill goes in their favor. And we've got the Yamato trying her best to keep herself alive. She's incredibly fast, able to back out there. Bebop is the next target instead, and she will be taken down very quickly. It looks like the Amber team throwing bodies at the pile will be able to prevent the Sapphire team from taking the mid-boss. Well, they're still going for it. They've got 4 heroes down here. There is an Abrams in the location. He gave them a couple of love taps, but it looks like they're actually going to trade mid-boss for a taking of some Guardians. You can see 3115 mid being timed by Kelvin. That is so that they know when the mid-boss has a chance of coming back up. High-level players tend to do this in order to make sure that they play a little bit safer when mid-boss is about to come up and avoid taking a riskier fight. Will the Yamato be able to get out after getting a couple of base guardians and the last flex slots for her team? It does look like it. While there is a mid-boss lead and a little bit of a net worth lead for the Sapphire team, 2 flex slot advantage in favor of the Amber team because of Yamato deciding that she didn't want to fight the mid-boss. We've got Abrams coming over here. He grabs the caster buff. I did not see who got the other buff. Looks like it was Shiv. He's got a gun buff active right now.
Thank you.
He does have a couple of gun items, so pretty useful for him. I'm actually surprised I don't see elephant rounds on Shiv for the extra debuff resistance. That is usually a big grab, especially over something like Backstabber, which isn't bad or anything, but, you know. We've got Haze running the urn right now. Ultimate coming out from the Eternus, trying to chase... Oh my god, where did her health go? Yamato was almost full health a second ago. Had to pop the ultimate to get herself out of there. They do get the urn on the side of the Sapphire team. Oh my god. Lot of damage coming out onto this Vindicta. Will she be able to survive? No. There's a Kelvin there. Oh, meanwhile, Bebop gets taken down on the opposite end of the map. There is a Lash trying to punish the runaway down here. Not going to be successful for the Abrams. Lash and Paradox able to chase him down. Meanwhile, over here, Lash hopping in. He has ultimate. He's grabbed 2, throwing them deep. Hitting all 3 of them, massive burst damage. They are relatively low, but the Rage Cage from Kelvin, trapping Lash, and those 4 heroes just rip him to shreds. Yamato and Kelvin trying to chase down this Shiv. Everybody parries, nobody swings, but Shiv taking massive damage. Ultimate from the Paradox, able to push him back. Shiv able to keep himself alive and execute the Kelvin. He is locked down by... Oh my god, Shiv is a disgusting hero. He is not locked down because Shiv is a disgusting hero, but he is going to get himself up there trying to run away. We've got Yamato getting actually a parry onto the Shiv, but Shiv, despite being half health for basically this entire fight, continues to get himself to safety and not get killed. Simple little punch onto this Wraith. Wraith will be forced back. Yamato flying forward does pop the ultimate. Will Shiv finally be taken down after all of this attention being put on him? No. Execute comes down onto the Yamato, a parry onto the Abrams, and it looks like Shiv is going to continue to kill things. Another Execute finally taken down by the Wraith, but it is going to come at the cost of her own life as the rest of Shiv's team does take her down. What a hero, guys. What a hero. His resistances are very few. I would have sworn that he had more than just a return fire to help make himself resistant to damage, but no. He just keeps going. All right, let's take a little bit of stock. Let's take a peek at some items here for the various heroes. We've got Haze building herself up as a late game carry. We've got the Ricochet, the Siphon Bullets, the Burst Fire. She's getting herself pretty darn strong right now. Maxed out on both the Smoke Bomb and the Fixation with 2 levels in both Sleep Dagger and Bullet Dance. More than likely going to finish up Bullet Dance at the end. But we'll see. Sometimes Haze likes having the bullet resist and fire rate reduction on the Sleep Dagger. Take a look at the Lash. Lash has got himself quite a lot of spirit power here. He's got the Boundless Spirit, he's got Mystic Reverb, Tank Buster. He outputs a ton of damage right now with his burst. And the only thing he's really missing are things like Heal Bane or Spirit Burn. Spirit Burn obviously being the better choice, just because more damage, but we'll see whether he chooses to get that next, or he could go something along the lines of, well, something more defensive, some bullet resistance, alright. I wasn't thinking that would be his next grab, but there it is. It is a good late game grab, especially against Gun Yamato, Gun Bebop, Wraith, and Mirage are both gun as well. In fact, the Gun Yamato really does pigeonhole their entire team as mostly gun damage and or punch damage coming from Abrams, which means bullet resistance helps quite a bit. And there's not much reason for them to need spirit resistance. Okay. Interesting. Two ships in the night just kind of passing by each other. They don't notice each other till it's a little too late to do anything.
The Amber Hand could count on you, Kelvin.
Works for me.
Alright, Vindicta has her standard war crimes build where she will stake you for 30 years and sit you inside of the Alchemist Fire and let the crows do work on you. Nothing surprising there with her build. Eternus is going for a mixed build. He has very little survivability, but lots of damage output potential. His only real survivability comes from Leech, a little bit of a bubble from Spirit Shielding, but this is a pretty squishy guy. He's pretty glass cannon on this build.
I'm not ready for a team fight.
Well, we got Lash running the urn right now. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, little bit of a tickle going on to the Shiv. Haze comes in to help him out. A chase down onto the Lash as he's running the urn. Down he is. Shiv providing a little bit of a bodyguard duty for Lash. Lash hopping on up. Ultimate comes down from the Abrams just to try and escape, but he does grab two heroes on the hit. Keeps himself up. Ultimate comes down from the Yamato. And will the Paradox be wily enough to get out? No, Yamato does get a kill. Still full HP, trying to chase down onto this Vindicta. She will likely be taken down. Uh-oh, ultimate from Haze doing basically 1,000 damage per second almost. Fixation stacks will allow her to keep chasing, and I do not think Yamato can win this fight. We'll see. No, there's a 0% chance. Down she goes eventually. It is still an overall win. Oh, a little bit of a chase? Nah, she'll teleport out. Still an overall win for the Amber team, but that cleanup on Yamato was very helpful. Alright, taking a further peek at builds, let's see what we have on Paradox. This is weird. Oh, by the way, Amber team is going for mid-boss as expected with 4 heroes down on the enemy team. Haze gets grabbed by Bebop. Uh-oh, bomb on her. Taking half her health and damage fairly quickly, but with the help of the Lash, that Mirage goes down like a piece of paper. Mirage trying his best, Lash trying his best to work this, grabbed by the Bebop, not able to really ultimate properly, but they get the steal from the Haze. Oh my god, Amber team, that's a heartbreaker. Lash will likely go down. Haze has already been killed, but the damage is done. They've stolen the mid-boss right out from under them. Oh, wait a second, a chase down. Ultimate comes down from the Paradox, trying her best to do a little bit more. I'm not sure if this was the best idea, but we'll see. There are a lot of heroes here. Paradox is trying her best to continue fighting. Half of her health gone, and down she will go. But there is the help. No, maybe Eternus will help. It's hard to say. With Shiv here, they should definitely take a fight, right? They're going upstairs. Bebop will eventually be taken down. Here comes the execute from the Shiv. Wraith out in no man's land right now, for sure. She does not have the ability to get out of here. And down she is taken. Was that an unstoppable, I heard? Who had the unstoppable? Oh, Wraith had the Unstoppable. For all the good it did her. Unfortunately, Unstoppable does not help reduce damage. It only helps with stopping them from CCing you. While this game has been very back and forth and even, it has felt like the Sapphire team has had a bit of control for quite some time. And they have taken down the first form of the Patron by the end of this push, no problem. There's no way that the Amber team can stop them with 3 heroes still in the grave. Let's see if they want to stick around or if they want to play it safe. If they want to be smart, they will back out, but... Oh, there's a grab onto the Vindicta. She is going to go Ethereal to keep herself alive a little longer. Ultimate comes out of the Yamato. They will take down the Vindicta. There is a huge Lash ultimate coming down onto the Bebop, but it's not going to amount to too much. A chase down onto this Haze is probably going to kill her. Wait, never mind. Wraith actually turns around. She's forced to turn around because they're taking the base. Haze and her compatriots able to get out, but the Shiv and the Eternus were back here trying to take the Guardian, and that does force the Amber team from being able to chase any further, but that does get rid of the last of the mid-boss buffs. So if the Amber team can fix their lanes a little bit, maybe grab the urn while it's still in their favor. Nope, not going to be able to get to it in time. The urn has reset. It will now be a neutral urn. If anything, Lash should be grabbing that as soon as it drops. But, well, maybe not with a Yamato right in the area. She is pretty scary right now. She has picked up armor-piercing rounds, which helps make her all the deadlier.
Incinerating.
Eternus over here, despite having 2 extra flex slots, refuses to fill them. I do not like this Eternus' build very much. I feel like this Eternus has been a weak point of his team for most of the game.
I see Abrams.
Abrams diving in. Does not get a grab onto the Eternus with the charge. Wraith coming in from the side, drops her ultimate onto the Lash, preventing Lash from being able to get his burst damage and his CC off. Lash might be able to get himself to safety. Wraith, not the best throw of the cards, but is able to keep herself alive. Eventually, the Vindicta will go down. Haze in the middle of multiple heroes. She's in no man's land. Can she keep herself alive for long? Trying to lifesteal, gets a great parry right at the last second. Barely alive still. How is this Haze still alive? Somebody finish her off. She's got no HP, damn it. Oh my god, this is disgusting. Somebody nerf Haze. OP. So OP.
I'm not ready for a team fight.
That shouldn't have worked like that. Oh man. I can't believe she survived. In the meantime, Lash is dead. Let's take a peek at what's going on in Chase Down. No, it looks like the Paradox will get herself to a safe position. Late game Haze, she's scary.
Shadows embrace me.
Wow, this Mirage is having a bit of a rough time of it. Only 38k net worth, which is lowest on his team. He is still able to output plenty of damage. He is still Mirage, but if you take a look at his build, he's invested a lot into green items. So survivability has been one of his priorities here. Urn being run by Paradox, it doesn't look like anyone's going to stop it. What is Paradox's build? This is so weird. I don't even know if it's good or not, because Paradox has been in such a weird spot balance-wise for a while. Crushing Fists, Crippling Headshot is fine. A real mix match of items, no real commonality of it. Crushing Fist is the only melee weapon increase. Wait a second, Wraith diving in while they're looking at the shop. Where did she come from? She just dropped in out of nowhere. and doing a fairly good bit of damage. There's a grab onto the Paradox. She does get herself into a safe position. She might be able to land and survive, but the Vindicta will go down. Shiv also goes down. No way. Chase down from the Yamato onto the Haze. If anyone can kill Haze, it has to be this Giga Yamato. Look at her go. This damage is pretty damn impressive. Vampiric Burst keeping Haze alive. Ultimate from Yamato comes out. She does chase, finishes off the Haze in the end of the day. Tries to finish. No, never mind. She's not going to try to finish anything. She's just going to get herself out for free. Mid-boss is up. 3 heroes are dead right now. They have to try and take mid-boss, right? Oh, a huge drop onto the Mirage. Mirage does have some extra spirit resistance, but he's still taken down with the help of the Paradox as well, keeping him silenced in that wall.
I see Yamato.
I gotta be honest, Gun Yamato seems to be pretty darn strong. She is outputting a rather high amount of damage. I want to say the Amber team got a little overly aggressive, though. What could have resulted in them just taking a mid-boss while there were 3 heroes dead has resulted in an even trade. Now, they do finally trap this Paradox. She cannot get away while inside of the Ice Dome, but she is able to keep herself wily, and it's difficult to finish her off. They finally do get to finish her off. There is a lash up high.
Thanks.
Oh, he's diving back in. Here comes the ultimate. He grabs only the Bebop. It is countered by the Kelvin. It will result into a kill. Kelvin with a good counter spell keeps Lash from grabbing him earlier. Abrams up top, trying to fight for that buff. Takes a ton of damage. Oh no, Abrams, you're gonna die. Down he goes. Too much damage. He's got no resist, so every time he's hit by damage, he takes quite a hefty chunk of his HP. But this is looking like a win for the Sapphire team at the end of the day.
Take out Wraith.
The Amber team making just a couple misplays in the late game, it feels like. Oh, Wraith. Oh, Wraith. Down she goes. Chase down toward the Mirage. Mirage does get himself to safety with that tornado, but for all the good it'll do him, there's too many heroes in the base. A miracle is not going to happen. Instead, he will be another execute by the Shiv. 15, 8, and 13 at the end of the day for that hero. What a hero. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching this. I hope this was a pretty fun back and forth game at the Eternus level. Look at that, average Eternus rank for everyone, for the teams involved. So that was a fun one. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, you can hit the follow button on that YouTube channel. That'd be cool, or subscribe, or whatever it happens to be. Sometimes I get my terminology confused. If you want to see more shoutcasts of Deadlock high-tier pub games, you can always come on back here, and thanks again for watching, everybody. See you on the next one.